Hey, Core Nation, it's Kendra Cooke here at the headquarters, and I am super honored to be joined by somebody who is part of our crew here at the Core, but more importantly, one of my dearest friends in the Core, Miss Tenille Norris. Miss Tenille, how are you today?
I'm well. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. Most of us know Tenille as behind the camera, and she's a little camera shy. So I'm going to prod and poke at her a little bit and make her share all of her secrets. Many of you have come to us and said, hey, can you share with us tools, tactics, ways that you get the Core out there? And one of the things that I love about the Core is we don't buy advertising. Now, we may pay for a little boost on social media, but we really build a relationship-based business. So what Tenille does so great is staying in touch with our clients, whether they're past clients, current clients, referral partners, just like you guys do in real estate and lending. So I thought this would be a fun talk today to figure out how she gets it all done, some tools and tricks that she has. So I want to jump in by giving her a ton of accolades. She is our longest running employee here at the Core, behind Rick and Britt, who started the company, almost 18 years with the company, started as a receptionist, web and marketing team leader. So kudos to you for teaching yourself a tactic and a whole industry that most of us shy away from. So tell me how you went from receptionist to manager in marketing. Give us a little background on that.
Well, first off, if I'm being honest, I literally was just passing through. So the Core actually started off in Michigan, which is the automotive state. So my background was actually in the automotive industry. So I got laid off. So I literally was just looking for a job, just something temporary. So I was working at the Core, and one day Rick walked past my desk and he was just asking me a few questions about myself. And so my background was in web design. So he was like, well, why are you an assistant answering the telephone and doing those type of things? You shouldn't be doing that job. You need to be doing our website. I was like, okay. And then later we're talking again. He was like, hey, I need a graphic designer. You're going to do it. Okay. And then he's like, I don't want to pay marketing people anymore. You're going to do it. So it literally was Rick throwing me in the deep end of the pool over and over again.
That's what he does the best, right? He tells all of us, you can do this. That's one of the cool things about here at the Core is we 99% of the time try to hire from within. So everybody starts at the receptionist desk, a few exceptions, but most of us start at the reception desk and move into a concierge role or a marketing role or an HR role or a billing role in our billing department. So he definitely believes in empowering you to go where you want to go in the company. So it obviously worked out for you because you're still here. So what started as, hey, design our website almost 18 years ago has gone into, she runs everything graphics, everything marketing, everything social media. So the t-shirts that you get, Marvin kind of comes up with the idea, and then she oversees making sure that the graphic is right. Everything we see on social media all comes through Tenille's department. And a lot of that being self-taught, from, hey, let's build a website, to let's go into design and marketing and videos and all kinds of stuff, which I want to dig in with you today. So with your permission, let's start. We talk at the Core about meeting the client where they are. So we have to do mail, call, visit. Then we added video and social media to the back end of that. And a lot of people say, hey, can I skip the mails and the calls and just go straight to social media? Can I build a business on social media? What do you feel like is the biggest bang for our buck in marketing right now? Do we have to do it all? Do we put more focus on the mail or more on the calls? Or can we build something around social media? Give us your perception, since you've been doing it for the longest around most of us here in the Core. Give us an idea of what your thought process is behind all that.
Honestly, it depends on your client base. So I would love to say there's a one size shoe fits all, but it's just not. Every demographic, every market is different as far as what people listen to, what they're willing to open. So yes, we used to physically mail and send out EOS postcards. That does work in some demographics, and others it doesn't. So that means you may replace it with an email, send an email. But as we know, we get tons of emails every day. So not everyone opens their emails. So that's the purpose of having all these different avenues. Where You may not get someone who will open their mail or open their email. That's where social media comes in. So it's kind of like a filler for all these things. So we catch people on all the different levels. So I wouldn't say it's 100% a replacement. It's a fill-in or substitute.
Okay, good point. So for those of us in the core, we have everybody from the brand new LO, brand new realtor, all the way up to the big team, 15, 20, 30 employees on the team. And I want to make sure that we cater and that there's a little nugget in here for each level of student that we have. So if we are speaking about someone who's newer to the industry, maybe with no RP1 or LP1, maybe they're doing everything themselves. Out of that, where would they start? Would they do more video and social media until they can create enough content to do a mailer, or are there tips that you can give them on how to get started to use those?
Absolutely. So it definitely will depend. A lot of things depend on if you have a team or you don't have a team. Are you tech savvy? Are you not tech savvy? So the newer person starting out likely does not have a team. So jumping into the process of social media is extremely overwhelming. For a lot of the students I have spoken to and had one-on-ones with, they're like, oh my gosh, this is too much. You're asking too much. And it does feel like too much. It's not just me at the core. There's a marketing team. We do it all together and work together in the process. But for those who are doing it themselves, what I would suggest is there are social media management softwares. So there's actual softwares where once you create the content, you can plug it into the calendars. And once you plug it into the calendar, you can schedule it so it sends it out. So you can pick all the different platforms that you want it to go out to, just click check boxes. And there's different tools for that, which we can get into which ones you should utilize later. But for the person where it's just themselves, I would suggest a social media management software. If you have a team, have your team do it for you. Maybe if your team is busy, which everybody's team is busy right now, it's okay to hire a marketing company. So it literally just depends on what tier and what level you're most comfortable with.
Got it. So we talk a lot about the marketing calendar here. And so for our realtors and lenders, we have them do at least 6 months out of when is your letter of the heart going to go out? When is your evidence of success going to hit? When are you going to post on social media? When are you going to do your client events? Do you guys manage everything that you have going on with the core through something very similar? Because you guys have stuff going on, multiple Facebook pages, multiple websites. We're catering to different clients in different arenas and different areas around the country. How do you guys manage that?
So I think with anything you do in life, you need a plan. So we teach that at the core, structure, organization. So we do the same in our department. You have to have a marketing plan. You can't just say, oh, today I'm going to do videos. We're going to do this. We have days that on Mondays we do this, Tuesdays we do this. So we set up our calendars months in advance. And if we need to go back and adjust the calendar as far as whatever's coming up or new additions, we will. But there's a plan for everything. So even with how we do videos. So as you know, you may see my team on Monday or Tuesday, we're already in your calendar for when we're going to cut videos with you. We're already in Rick's calendar for when we're going to cut videos. So nothing is haphazard. Nothing is today we're going to do this, or I think if the sun is shining, let's do this. It's National Selfie Day. We don't do that. There's a plan for every day. It's structured so everyone knows their assignment. We know the task. So being that we work in advance, that actually has multiple benefits for you. We live in a time of COVID. So sometimes team members are sick, they're out, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So if you have it planned in advance, if a team member's out, you don't have to hurry up and scramble. Well, what were they going to post today? What was the plan today? It's already set, it's done, it's handled. So you don't worry about if someone's not in the office today or what am I going to do today? It's already planned. So it's very structured. It's super important to have a marketing calendar. And even with the marketing calendar and trying to figure out, well, what do I post today? So at the core, we teach theme days. So we know every Tuesday is status updates. Thursdays, we're going to call past clients. So in deciding what you're going to put on your marketing calendar, what you're going to talk about, what about on Mondays? You do a motivational on Monday, and if you're not sure which things you should post, you can search the different hashtags. So maybe choose, which everyone has a different platform that they love, but on Instagram, for instance, if you go into Instagram in the search under hashtag, start with hashtag and maybe type Monday and see what things come up under Monday to know what should you post. So if this Motivation Monday that you see has the most hashtags, maybe that's your theme for the day. Maybe you do something Wisdom Wednesday, where you talk about rates and how you know when you should buy and when's the perfect time. So utilize your tools from social media to know what your audience wants to see on certain things of the week.
Wow. So not only are we system and structured with who we call, what we say with our time block schedules, we also have to be systematic with our marketing so nothing falls through the cracks. So when we talk about systems like that, is there training out there? I mean, we have you, and God knows I lean on you all the time, as well as most of us here in the company do. But for someone who's a realtor or lender in our program that says, I need to learn more about hashtags, how do I find that? How do I take a lesson on Instagram or LinkedIn? Are there training things out there? Are there tools for us to go research and videos to watch on YouTube or Google or somewhere that we can educate ourselves so we're not spinning our wheels? I can tell you, when I first got into the social media world, I was just randomly posting stuff, and I would run to see how many people liked it. And when nobody liked it, I was like, well, that was not a good idea. Let's not do that again. So we could save a lot of time if we could educate our clients on where to go to get some training before they start throwing things out there and crossing your fingers and hoping and praying that somebody likes it or follows us because of that, right? So can you help us with that? Where's some training we can get for that?
Yes, absolutely. So on Twitter, on any of the platforms, social media platforms, there are multiple outlets that you can follow. So naturally, you can search it on Google, or you can go into follow different social media teachers. So I'm a fan of HUBSPOT, HUB as in boy, SPOT. HubSpot is industry leader in marketing and social media. They actually have a one-stop shop. So if you need a CRM, if you need help with social media, they have all the tools you need. But for those who may be new in the industry, you're still, trying to get your finances in order, that may not be the best option because they are extremely expensive. But on their posts, they do give you tutorials. They have something called HubSpot Academy. So if you follow them, you can check back weekly and they'll give you little tips and tutorials on what you should do. In addition to posting on social media, there are also the option of ads. So for instance, if you decide to do a Facebook ad, which Facebook ads will run not only on Facebook, but on Instagram as well. So if you do a Facebook ad, Facebook will actually give you a coach. So you do not have to pay additional for the coach. You can meet with a coach 1 to 2 times a month, and they will go over your ads and they will actually guide you. If you're into Google ads, you want to start posting on Google, you see the little ads on Google where you type in something and you don't even have to wait for it to be organic. It'll be right at the top and you'll see the little sign next to it that says ads. Again, just starting, it may be very confusing. You're not sure what to do. If you set up an ads account in Google, there's a number that will be off to the side and you can call the Google number and they will guide you through the ads process. So depending on what type of social media advertising you're doing, you can actually get coaches for no additional cost.
Love that. So I want to pause here for a second. I want to say, for someone who's beginner, maybe up to 3 years, what's your favorite thing, 2 things that they should use, either a social media platform or a tool? And then I would like to do two tips for somebody, 2 to 3 years in the business to 5. And then those people that have been around for a long time that have all these followers and that are really in the advanced arena. Could you give us maybe 1 or 2 tips or social media things that you think are must do for each one of those groups?
Absolutely. So for the beginner, one of the platforms we use in-house is called HOOTSUITE. It's HOOTSUITE. HOOTSUITE is a really simple platform to do. You can put all your social media platforms in there, it comes with a built-in marketing calendar. So you can schedule it, your marketing's in there, you can see all of your followers, and just schedule it out. So it'll tell you if there's an error, if you didn't do something quite right. They encourage you to add your hashtags. So I would use a social media management software. Most of them don't cost more than $50 a month. So it's not super expensive at all. There's quite a few of them out there. That one is my personal favorite. It's pretty simple to use, but with all of them, they typically have a free trial. So you can go and just type it into Google social media management platform and just test them out. Like maybe that one, maybe Hootsuite doesn't work for you. You may not like the layout, but there's multiple ones out there. There's another one called Buffer. There's one called Crowdfire. There's literally hundreds of them, but you just find the right one for you. So it's, again, it doesn't cost very much money, but you can schedule it out. You can schedule it out months in advance. You can see your calendar and keep up with it. And you can even set it up to notify you of, hey, my post went out. If there's an error with the post, it'll notify you as well. The beautiful thing about the social media management softwares are when you're busy, you don't have to worry about posting. If you wanted to post for you at 9 o'clock at night, you don't have to worry about getting on social media and taking time away from your family. If you need to do post on Saturday or Sunday, it handles it. So you don't have to have your hands in it all the time. So what I would encourage, I think we talked about planning, is set aside an hour a week for your social media. Get it done. Just map it all out. Put your content on there. If you're doing videos, get it done. Knock out your videos, your recordings, put it all into this calendar, and you're done. You don't have to keep bouncing back and forth and being all over the place. Just map out that time, one time a week. And that's for whatever level you're in. If you're in a mid-tier level, at that level, I would have your team handle your social media and let them keep you on task. So again, in office, we handle all the social media, but we're automatically in everyone's schedule. So we're in your schedule already, for your videos, what videos you're cutting. We go over if we need to make adjustments or changes to those videos. So if you're on vacation, you have things you need to handle with your family, you didn't have to worry about social media. You could leave it, you're done, you handle your business, and your team has got you covered. So I would have your team manage those platforms for you. If you're at a higher tier, have a marketing company do it. Because the thing with social media, what I'm telling you right now will likely be out of date in another month or two.
Yeah.
It changes all the time. So this will rapidly be going like, wait, they don't use that anymore. So it's always changing. So having a marketing company or someone who's already within it, you don't have to worry about that. They tell you what content they need from you, and it's done. But I think another issue I've seen as well is when people are trying to determine what content should they post.
Oh, that was my next question. Yeah, perfect. Lead in.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I skipped ahead.
No, perfect. This is awesome. That was my question. Where do they find good content?
So I've had others ask me that often. How do I know what to post? What should I say? So the beautiful thing about being in the mortgage and real estate industry is it's not really a niche market. Your clientele is everyone. So you're not kind of pigeonholed into just dealing with a certain group of people. So one of the things I tell people is social media is not something where it should be where you're selling people all the time. Yes, you can post, videos and things of listings that you have coming up, but it shouldn't be your post all the time. So people need to see you. They need to see your family. They need to see the things that you care about. There's also something called empathy marketing, which is the time frame that we live in right now. You need to tap into people's fears and concerns. So if we're dealing with the mortgage and real estate industry, many of your home buyers have fear. Mm-hmm. So in your post, tackle that fear, help them overcome that fear. And what you have to think about with your social media platform is most of the people who are following you, it's kind of like they're dating. they have that option to swipe right or swipe left. So whereas the core, we teach a referral-based business, which referrals will always be your number one lead generation method and the best closing lead that you can have. The social media leads are people who are dating you. So they need to kind of see the big picture. Yes, they need to see what you can do for them as a home buyer, but they also need to see you as a person. So find the things that you love and post about those things. Now, I don't mean go over the top. We don't need to see what you're eating every day. That's not what I mean. But what I mean by that is, hey, Kendra's a marathon runner. You know, why not do a Facebook Live or a video of you running or completing a marathon, or someone showing that on the weekend? And they're like, oh, I like to run marathons too. Because we also teach people do business with people they like, know, and trust. Right. So social media takes time to build that reputation, but I don't ever encourage on social media for you to do things as other people, because people have, when they come to your page, they want to see, what can I get from you? That's why people follow you. So you may follow someone for inspiration, or maybe they're a chef because I need to know the ingredients to put in, you know, a meal I'm creating. They have to get some type of benefit. So if you're only posting listings all the time, where's the benefit in there for them? So you kind of have to do a mixture. Yes, do a mixture of testimonials, but do a mixture of your personal life. Do a mixture of the things you love. And when you do the things you love, you'll enjoy it more. Social media doesn't become so much of a task or something I have to do. Is 2:00 on Wednesday and that's my social media time. You know, it changes, like, oh, okay, today we're going to do this and I'm going to highlight my team, and it changes your whole attitude. So post what you love.
Oh, I love that. So have a human aspect, share what you like, what brings you joy, a little bit about who you are, some sales, right? So you can bring to the client who needs your services, but then the empathy marketing, addressing some concerns, things that are happening in the world today and how they fit into you and your dynamics. I love that. Okay, perfect. One more question. How often do we reevaluate what we're posting? I know we talked about doing a marketing calendar. Is that a 3-month span? Because I know during COVID, we rewrote business plans, we rewrote marketing plans because everything that we had in place went out the window. So is that, you know, does it something we revisit every 3 months, 6 months? What do you think is a time frame for people to keep that on their radar to make sure that we're staying where we need to be in what we're posting out there?
Well, currently the time we're living in, things are changing day by day. So I would actually say every month. Previously, I would say 3 to 6 months, things were to change, but last year, everything changed. So the way that we do things. So I would reevaluate it every month. And then there are tools on social media platforms such as Instagram, where you can go into the analytics portion of it to see when you should be posting. So Instagram will tell you in analytics what are the time frames that people actually are on your page, what age brackets are on your page. So pay attention to your analytics, and that'll tell you how often you should be posting, when you, because it's not necessarily that you post every single day. It doesn't have to be every day, but I would post during those times, because we may post during regular business hours, but the average person may be working. So if your followers are on your page at 9 o'clock at night, that's actually when you should schedule your post to go out.
Wow, I just learned something new. So it's not when I get 5 minutes to go silly and post something silly. It's when my followers are on there. Did not even know that was there. See, that's why I'm not in charge of marketing. She says, record this video and do this podcast, and I just do what they tell me to do. All right. Any final thoughts, wrap ups, things we haven't covered that will help our students with their social media, tips, tricks, plans, anything else we can wrap this up with before we tie it up with a bow? Tenille.
Yeah, I would just say, don't make it a chore. You know, I mentioned doing something that you love and implementing the things that you love most into your social media. You will want to do social media more if it's not a chore. And if you find those things that you love, finding what makes you you, and putting that in there. I'm sure there's things that your family say that you say all the time, and, you know, add those as your ending tagline. You know, Kendra says, make it a great day. we know Rick Ruby says Rick Ruby out. That's great. It may be corny for someone else to do, but whatever you do, add that to your social media, make it fun, make it enjoyable, make it something that people want to come back to, not boring. And then when you're reevaluating your social media, just take a look at it. So if we look at Instagram and we look at our page, or if we look at Facebook, every now and then, just scroll and look and say, what story does my social media tell me? What do I see when I look at it? Does it make me excited to see it? If not, just fix it and change it. And you can quickly delete and start over. So don't be afraid to change.
Love it. So in wrapping up, what I heard is invest an hour a week in your social media platforms. Do that mean study your analytics, see when you're supposed to be posting? I heard find a social media platform that will help you manage it so it's not sucking you into every single day and kind of burning you out. And then number 3, be you. Don't take other people's content and try to fit it into who you are. Share your sales, share who you are, share the things that bring you joy, that people will want to work with you or follow you. Don't try to be somebody you're not. Is that what I heard?
Absolutely.
All right. So she does not know. We did not rehearse any of this. And so I'm about to put her on the spot for this is the bonus. If you want the bonus spin, this is something that I get all the time. And I can honestly tell you in my real estate business, I never cared about it. And maybe I should have. I didn't put a lot of emphasis on this, but I feel like our clients do now because I know this sounds funny, but the internet is more prevalent today than it was 10 years ago and 5 years ago. And so I want you to address the last topic and we're going to get you guys out of here, but reviews. I hear all the time, I have 300 Zillow reviews, or I need 500 people to go on Google and give me a review, or I need a Facebook review. And I feel like we're chasing reviews all the time. Give us your opinion on how important they are. How do we address a bad one? And just give us a quick scenario, because I think that is a big topic of everybody in our program chasing reviews from whatever platform they're trying to get them on. Give us, since you're the social media and the internet guru here, I want to hear your take on it.
So reviews are a challenge. As you mentioned, people are always chasing reviews, but they are a very vital aspect of our companies. Most of the time, just talking outside of business, one of the number one things that people search online is whatever they're looking for. So let's just say best restaurant near me. So what makes the best restaurant near me? Their reviews. So if people are searching for best loan officer near me, they're going to look at your reviews. So reviews are important. We do need to work on our reviews, but when we get a bad review, as devastating as it is, we have to address it. And the best thing to do when we're addressing negative reviews is not point the blame. So I've seen some people address reviews and it actually makes you look very unprofessional. If you point the finger back, well, you did this, and we're sure that the other person did something wrong. But the first thing you do is apologize. I am so sorry that we did not create the wow experience that we're accustomed to. Please allow us to fix it. Say that public apology and put it in words so that other people can see how do you handle a problem, because you will get a negative review. And don't let it rock your world. When you get a negative review, it's okay, because it makes your business look human. So it's very rare that you see a company that has a complete 5-star, no issues, no problems. And when you see that, sometimes it's like, well, did they pay for those reviews? Are they fake? And also another thing, make sure when you have your reviews, they are not all at the exact same time. Because if you ask for reviews from your clients and your reviews could be legit, if they all fall on Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the same dates, they'll know, hey, they planned this. This wasn't a natural occurrence. So make it natural. Don't overly pressure your clients for reviews. You don't always have to bribe them. But when they have an amazing experience, they'll want to give you a review. They want to refer people to you.
I love that. Well, I can't thank you enough. For those of you that are watching in coordination, now you know why she's one of my favorite people. So elegant, so put together, so classy, just super humble, does so much for everybody else here at the company. So I want to publicly say thank you for all you do for me. It's not easy to manage myself and Rick Ruby on social media. I know that. And so you make us look really good, you and your team. So I'm so grateful to be on staff with you. Thank you for your knowledge. I know our listeners are going to get a ton from you today and from this content. If the next time you're at an event, go to the sound booth and introduce yourself to Tenille. She'll be happy to meet you. Thanks, Tenille. Love you, girl. See
Kendra,
ya.
love you too.
Bye, guys.
Bye.